Dear students, welcome back to Object-Oriented Programming using Java. This is VSN Kumar, Department of Computer Science, Archer Degree College, Kakinada. In this section, I give you some more examples relating to Java. Already in previous section, I given some examples how we develop a Java program by taking different problems. Now in this section also, I am taking some examples. Through the examples, I will give you some awareness in the programming. But one of the important thing is, you are learning a new language. It means everything will be new. But once you start practicing these examples, then you get the content of Java easily. So, coming to my program to calculate area and circumference of a circle. Of course, I want to turn this problem by writing Java program. It means I want to calculate the area. As you know, the area is pi r square. Circumference is 2 pi r. In mathematics it is okay. Pi means 3.14. Here also you may assume it 3.14. You may write 3.14. That is okay. At the same time, Java supports some mathematical functions. We say mathematical methods like sine, cos, square root, pow, that means power, max, min. It supports some functions. You may use we may use that methods when you are calculating this pi r square and 2 pi r, or you may simply write pi means 3.14, or you may write a method that is math.pi, pi. Here pi must be in capital and m also must be capital. This is the class name. In the class name, there are different methods like sine, cos, tan, square root, max, min. Okay. So, like one of the method, that is pi. So, math.pi. Now, in this program, you may observe that here the important value that we are providing is radius. Here also there is a radius. When you are calculating such type of areas or something, try to take the values in double or in float, so that you get your answer exactly. Now when I am writing my Java program, I have to read R value. For reading R value, either you may use buffer reader or scanner. Okay. Try to capture yourself. How do we write program? Using buffer reader or using scanner. That is both informations are important, but we are following through scanner because scanner is the latest class. Now when I am writing Java program, so every Java program class name, so that you get some idea how you are going to involve in Java. So class name, you may write any class name. I given as circle demo. Then within the class you may write any number of methods, but the one of the particular method is public static void main string args. Now this is the method for main body. This is for main body. So here main is a predefined method. Always write main within the class. So here the important thing is I want to read R value. For reading R value, what we required? So scanner, or you may use buffer reader. So how I use scanner? Scanner, some object name equal to new scanner of system.in. The scanner will create an object on scanner and then assigns the address to st. Now we are reading system out.print, enter the radius. Now you may see here there is a word print. Print println. The purpose is same because it will display a message enter radius. The only difference is after printing the message in print, enter radius, after showing this message, the cursor will wait in the right of colon. That means in the same line it waits. Whereas the println means after showing enter radius, the cursor will come to next line. That means automatic enter. That means new line. So after printing the message, the cursor will come to the next line, because ln means line. It will print a line, after comes to the next line. Print, after printing the line, the cursor stays at the end of the same line. Okay, you may use print, printer, both methods belongs to this system class. So after this message, I want to read a value. Already I designed an object, I prepared an object SC. SC refers scanner class, so that SC dot next to double. It will read a double value, the double value will be stored into radius. Now coming to the next one, double area equal to math.pi. That is, here I use it in the following case. Simply you may write this expression like this: 22 by 7.0 into R into R. You may write like this, because why instead of writing 22 by 7, why I given 22 by 7.0? Because it is integer, it is double, so answer will be double. So double into double, double, again that answer double into double, double. So finally you get the area. Or instead of writing 22 by 7.0, you may write a predefined method, that is math.pi. This math class belongs to lang package. Whether you define it or not, it is already preloaded package. So that's why what are the methods are there in lang? Already in the lang, string belongs to lang, system belongs to lang, here math belongs to lang. That's why no need to define this lang. So math.pi into radius into radius. Now the system at first calculates radius into radius. After that, that value is going to multiply with math.pi means 22 by 7. Here observe this concept. It refers 22 by 7. You may find it here, the word pi I given in capital letters. That means it is a symbolic constant. It is a symbolic constant, predefined symbolic constant. So at first system calculates radius into radius, you get radius square, that answer into pi. It will calculate area, where the answer area will be stored into the variable area. That area is the type of double. Now I want to print the answer. As usual, system.out.println, the area of circle is area. This area value will be printed in the place. Then I want to calculate circumference. Circumference means 2 pi r. That means pi as usual, math.pi into 2 into radius. Okay. So it is 22 by 7, that is a double type value it returns. 22 by 7 means math.pi always returns double, double into integer, double, again double into double, double, the answer will be stored in circumference, where I define the circumference as double. Now I want to print the answer. So the circumference of the circle is circumference. The answer will be printed, the circumference answer will be printed. So once again see this one. So whenever you are going to use this system class, scanner class, it is important that you define util package. Here the S should be capital, in the system S should be capital, in the string S should be capital. Here when you are declaring the package, the S should be capital, and this S will be capital, this S will be capital. Okay. So here M should be capital, at the same time pi should be capital, math.pi. So remaining everything will be small. Remaining everything will be small. So this is my program. Remember, this is called class name. especially that class name given by me. So I am creating this class name. So that's why when user is creating his own class names, no need to follow the regular rules. That means first letter must be capital. You may write it or not. But thing is, for a class there is a notation, a rule. The rule is every word in the class first letter must be capital. The rule for method is in the method the first word not letter, the first word is small letters, the next word first character must be capital. So this is a small example regarding calculating area and circumference of circle. It is not a difficult, but the thing is the words must recollect it. So that's why once you start executing this program, you feel it easy. You feel it easy when you are typing Java program. Remember, once again I am telling you how you are going to type Java program. As usual, you download your Java directly, that is Java 5.0 JDK or JDK 5.0 download. Once you are going to type in Google JDK 5.0 download, it will download both JDK and JRE. Once the download is over, you click that executable file and start install. Okay. So in the installation, the system will take time minimum of 2 to 3 minutes only. Of course, it is very simple software. It will load automatically. The information or the files, libraries and compilers and JVMs, everything will be loaded into your computer. Now just to find it, where you installed Java, that is C drive, D drive or E drive, you go into the drive. That means Java, you may find there is a folder Java where all these file sets will be installed, file systems will be installed. You go into the Java where in the subfolder you may find it JDK 1.5.0 something. Then you are going to open JDK 1.5 because according to your name you are giving. Okay. You go into that folder where you may find there is a bin directory. Go into the bin. So once you are in bin, open Notepad, any file name. But remember, what are the file name you are giving for Java? Follow the same file name what you given the class name. So open a file, Notepad, circle demo.java. Whether you may type C capital or D capital, whether or not. But type Notepad, circle demo.java. It will open a Notepad where you type this program. No need to give space. Here no need to even give this space also for every line. But it looks like the appearance will be good when you are going to type like this, because this part belongs to main and this part belongs to class. So type this program as usual, and then once your typing is over, you save this program. That means your entire program will be saved in the file you given circle demo.java. After that, you come back to command line. Command line means you may start command line by pressing start button. In the run option, type CMD. You get to the command line where you are going to compile Java program. So Java C file name, it will compile. If any errors are there, find error, observe why the error encountered, what type of message, error message, it flashes on the screen. You read it clearly. So once no errors are there, you run this program Java file name. Okay. So this is my first example in today's section. Now the next one, you see here, Java program to calculate volume of sphere. That means the formula is pi r square h. Pi r square h, radius and height. That's all. Here volume equal to pi r square. When you are observing this following problem, you may find it pi means math dot pi, that is in capital, into r means radius. What is that? That is called variable. A variable holds different types of values every time. If I am going to give you pi 5 square h, pi 5 square h. That means always the radius is 5. A real program will not be like this. A real program always take different values like r. So you need to read r value. For reading r value, you require scanner. This belongs to radius, that's why you fix that r as a double or float. Then r, I have to read r into r. It is not possible to write r square directly, you have to write r into r, or you may use pow function. Then I require height. Height is also input, I have to read it now. So into h. This is the formula you are writing. Then you get your answer volume, you are going to print your volume. So that in the following program, what are the variables are there? Radius I have to read, height I have to read, volume I have to read, 3 variables. So that class name, then public static void main, it is okay as usual. And scanner we need to define because I have to read values for radius and height. Then it is going to ask you enter the radius. System out of this just only prompt message. Okay. Now come down, I have to read double value for r. So double r equal to s dot next double. S dot next double. Next double will read a double value, the double value will be assigned to r. Now I want to read enter the height. So where I are going to use h equal to s dot next double. That means next double will read a value, that value will be assigned to h. Now I want to calculate volume. So here I accepted radius value and height value. Now I am going to read volume. So volume equal to, that is, why I am not writing like this? Of course, it is already known in the previous example how you are going to use math.py. For suppose if I am write like this 22 by 7 into r into h. No doubt you may write like this. It is pi into r into h. Why I am not preferring such a way of writing? This is most important, that you must understand it so that it will be useful later on. Here according to Bodmer's rule, by and multiplications all are same priority. When same priority operators are available in an expression, it follows from left to right. When it is following from left to right, it will see the first one 22 by 7 will be calculated. So 22 by 7 means integer by integer, always integer. Instead of 3.14, it gives 3 only. 3 into radius you get an answer, but not the exact fractional answer. That's why I am not writing like this. Instead you may do one thing, you may write 7.0 or 22.0. That will be sufficient. It means a small 0.0, when you are adding you get exact answer. In previous one it gives answer, but the thing is there is no accurate answer, exact answer. So that's why either you may write 22 by 7.0 or 22 is integer, r is double, already r is double. Integer into double, that is double. Double into r again double, double into h double, double. Double by integer double. So you get the answer volume. Now I am printing volume of cylinder is volume. This is the following example. This is the following example. Remember, expression is no need to write the following any expression in the same order. Pi r square, that means pi will be top first, followed by r into r, not like this. R into 22 by 7.0 into r you may write, because the system follows a specific order at the time of executing the expression, and also this is called arithmetic expression. Arithmetic expression, no need to write that number of brackets also. Simply you may write volume equal to, if I am write like this 22 into r into h by 7, there is no error, because 22 is integer. According to Bodmer's rule, multiply will be first. So 22 into r, that answer will be into r, that answer will be into h, that answer is double, that double by 7. Even 7 is integer, but in one side there is a double. So you get volume. So this is the way how you are going to write the following expressions. Okay. So see this Java program to calculate volume of sphere. Okay. Another one, write a program takes hours and minutes. For example, 5 hours 30 minutes. You have to give input 5 hours 30 minutes. That means don't give HOURS, just hours, assume 5, minutes 30. What I want to calculate? Minutes. So write a Java, your program takes hours and minutes as input, okay, 5 hours 30 minutes as input, and display the total number of minutes. The only thing is already 30 is minute, no problem, put 30 as usual, but here 5 is hours. So that what you are going to write? Hours should be converted into minutes. 1 hour 60 minutes. So 5 into 60 plus 30. Okay. That is 300 plus 30, 330. This is minutes. So when you are writing Java program, what you required? Hour I have to give, minutes I have to give. Finally, I want to calculate the total minutes. So in my program, class distance I given. Okay. Of course, the program relating to minutes calculation, that is duration, but I given distance. So when you are writing such type of names, you get it confused. But thing is, this program, I am designing this program so that I know what the activity of this program and the action of this program. So that's why if you are not going to feel difficult, then you may write. But the exact thing is, according to the problem, try to give the names like that. Okay. So for example, duration or class minutes. What are the name? You may enter, but irrelevant names is not problem, but thing is you get confused. That is the only reason. Then publish static void main, then followed by I want to read scanner. I want to read values for hours and minutes. So that scanner is equal new scanner system.in. So here I am using hours, minutes, total. Hours, minutes, total. So that system.out.println input hours. So I am reading hours. Hours equal to s dot next int. The meaning of this next int is it will take 5. 5 will be assigned to h. Or 5 any hour you want, you may enter. That's why your program is always flexible, because at the time of running it has to ask hours and minutes. Okay. Now I entered hours, then followed by I want to read minutes. So that's why input minutes. I given minutes like this. M equal to s dot next int. Because hours will be integer, minutes will be integer. Here there is no division part is there. So finally you get the output in integer only. So that come down. Here what I am writing, I have to convert hours into minutes, so that the total hours into 60. The total hours into 60. That value I am adding with minutes. So you get total. Where I define the totally in the form of integer. Now I am printing system.out dot, not println, I am using printf because print is there, print is there, println is there, printf is there. Because a lot of students aware of printf statement in C language. By observing the usage of the printf in 5.0, JDK 5.0, they added this new method, that is printf. It is just like how you used printf in C language, in the same manner you have to use. But the printf is a method belongs to system class. Don't forget. Here in this case, you may write println. No, nothing happens. But when you are using println, you should not give comma, you have to give plus. But in printf, just assume that it is a printf. Just like you use it in C language, the printf, it displays total followed by %d. In the place of %d, the total value will be displayed following by minutes, Rosa Shanmi, Katham will come to the next line. In case, if you want to write the same statement using println, you may write like this: system dot out dot println total colon. If you want, you may write percentage d minutes. Reverse session is not required because by default println, after printing the line, it will come to the next line. You may write, sorry, don't give comma. Total. So println total, this total value will be substituted in the place of percentage d. Okay. So this way you may write. So here printf is a method. It exactly what way we are representing in C language, in that way you are going to write. So this is a small example regarding converting hours and minutes into total minutes. Remember, as usual scanner, I defined java.util.scanner. Okay. The remaining everything will be, as you know already, according to previous examples. Okay. Now, one more. Write a Java program that converts kilometers per hour to miles per hour. Assume here the input is kilometers, that is 50 kilometers. Assume 50 kilometers. 50 is the value. I want to convert the 50 kilometers into miles. Just to simply to convert kilometers to miles, the only thing is total kilometers into 0.62. That's all. If you want to convert kilometers to miles, just to multiply 1 kilometer equal to 0.62 miles. So that total kilometers into 0.62. That means here you are going to read your kilometers. So that's why I defined a variable kilometers because here you are multiplying the kilometers into 0.62. Here 0.62 is a double number. So definitely you get answer in fraction. So that's why I defined kilometers and miles, that is float. Then input kilometers per hour, where you are going to write k equal to s dot next float. Here the next float is going to read your float value, that is kilometer, number of kilometers it will read, that is in k. Now I want to calculate miles. Simply use k into 0.6213712. You get the answer in miles, where you are going to print println. I use it there in println, you may use printf also. So here the total miles value will be substituted in the place of percentage of. So you get the answer, that value miles per hour. Okay. So this is the concept where I am using the kilometers is in float. That's why I used the method next to float. Float should be f should be capital. Okay. So this is one of the program. Observe the program, that is my instruction is try to do more number of programs, that is well and very good. But when you are very new, when you are new to this program, try to observe a program and different approaches, how you are going to develop the given problem. That is most important. So practice makes maths perfect. Like this, every example is a simple and easy. Maybe you already know the formulas and everything. The only thing is you need to convert your thought, your formula into program. So in some situation when you are typing your program, you may forget semicolons, so that it is going to give you error. That later you identify that mistake. And in some situations, instead of capital letter, you may type small letters. In some situations, you type scanner, forget to declare the package name. And you may give the starting brace, but you may forget ending braces. lots of problems will generate. The only thing is you have to, lots of problems will come. The only thing you are going to do is troubleshooting. Troubleshooting. Where the trouble is there, you have to rectify the trouble. In this statement, what is the need of writing brackets? No requirement, because miles equal to your k, kilometers into 0.6213712. That's all. What is the need of writing brackets? Brackets are important when you have so many operators. When you have too many operators, where we are going to give brackets. Especially brackets are useful like this. For example, 5 into 2 plus 3. It is a small expression. What is the answer? 10 plus 3, 13 is the answer. Because 5 into 2 is the first priority. After that, the answer plus 3. If you want to change, first priority I want to perform 2 plus 3. Then you require to write brackets. If you want to change the order of priority, then you require brackets. Here, there is only one operator is there, that is multiply. What is the need of writing brackets? Of course, it is not going to give you any problem, but the thing is, some people have the habit of writing brackets. So, observe this following situation. In any situation, remember one thing, how we are writing our Java program. Okay, that's why practice every program and definitely you get some idea. At the same time, when you are typing this program, be sure what are the previous topics. Why Java? What are the features of Java? What are the tokens? See here, this is my program. In my program, the program is nothing but collection of tokens. Here you may find these are the variables, these are the data types. So these are the identifiers. These are the identifiers, okay, and the entire line is called a statement, that is the expression statement, okay. This is called output statement, okay. This is called input statement. So everything is in your program. What are the theoretical topics you identified previously, all theoretical points will come into this following place, okay. This is called concatenation. In println, this is one argument and m is another argument. In C language, where you are going to use comma, but in println you are going to use plus. So that two different arguments will be combined, the output will be projected, that means answer miles per hour, okay. So, dear students, this is today's section where we observed different programs and try to practice these programs and observe it, how easy the Java, okay. Thank you all. Have a nice day.